hello to you, too. I have a bone to pick with you. $142 in bird siege.
Feed the bird.
Yeah, well, I am feeding you, but you're eating me out of house and home. What else do we have here?
Clam sauce.
Yeah, well, that's expensive, too. Especially since you've been ordering from the Luigi's. Now, I know you don't like the stuff that comes in a jar. What is this? Mr. Asa Buchanan requests the pleasure of your company at his home at 10 a.m. Monday, July 14th. It's in like an hour. Fat chance. Hi.
Good morning. Dorian signed off on the divorce papers. She raised no objection to the financial settlement. Star has her trust fund, and Blair keeps what she brought to your marriage.
Great. You know, I thought at the last minute that Dorian was going to dispute it and go for the bucks.
No. She just wanted Blair out, and, she is.
Now, you sure there's no problem with us getting married under the San Dominican divorce, right?
Positive.
Well, let's do it then. What about today?
You're on. I would like to go home and change into something, you know, a little more bridal.
Why? Okay.
Oh, and I received the strangest invitation from Asa Buchanan for this morning.
Yeah, I got one, too. Maybe we should check it out.
Yeah, why not? City Hall's open till 5.
Anybody else you want to invite?
No. No one I know would understand. You?
I don't know anybody. Except maybe Vicky. But she's away. She's in Washington at a conference for the National Association of Boring Publishers or something.
Shouldn't you be there?
I sent Briggs. See, I don't get along well with the... I'm not boring.
You're telling me.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we have a few laughs? We'll swing by Ace's, we'll check this whole thing out, then you go get suited up or whatever. We'll swing by City Hall and tie the knot.
So, where's Pa?
I wouldn't know, sir. Didn't bother to inform me of this meeting. I would have baked.
Does anybody have a clue as to why we're here?
Well, my guess would have been Angel Square or the waterfront, but the Vegas aren't here, and the rest of us don't add up.
Not a lot in common in this room.
Unless Ace has a fix on the Armitage bombing.
May I ask what you are all doing here?
They claim you invited them, sir.
Now, why would I do that?
Well, you tell us, Pa.
I did not send this. If I wanted to see any of you, which I sure as hell don't, I would have called you.
More guests. Excuse me.
Do you think this could be a prank?
Well, it's beginning to look that way.
Yeah, well, who's playing it? And what's the point?
Well, whoever did it is going to be very sorry. Of course, time is money to me.
A messenger just delivered this, sir.
No return address, no postmark. Ah, videotape. I'm earmarked with nothing.
Is there a note in it? Nope.
Well, what is it, anyway?
Well, what do you say we find out? Nigel, stick this in the VCR.
You don't think this is from our private collection, do you?
Nah. Are you sure it won't explode?
Well, why don't you stick your hand in there and find out? You're the expert.
Why don't we just watch the tape?
She's right, Nigel. What the hell's taking so long?
Would you care to do the honor, sir?
Any that.
Hi. I hope everybody was able to make it. You're probably wondering why I gathered you here today. I've always wanted to say that. Well, I simply had to have all of my loved ones together so that I could wish them proper farewell.
Nigel, what the hell is this?
Taya, did you know about this?
Scout's honor.
Calm down. I'll explain everything. As you can see, I've left Lambview far behind me. I know my departure may seem abrupt, but there were extenuating circumstances, which I will get into later. I felt I owed each of you, my closest and dearest friends, a personal goodbye.
I don't believe this.
You probably don't believe this, but Hank, it's because of you that I've decided to take a respite from my political career. When we last matched wits in the courtroom, I could see how burned out you were. And quite frankly, I just never want to look like that.
She's got a point there, Hank.
Bo, my faithful appointee, we certainly have had different views of things over the years. Most recently, what constitutes community service. But at least you are a loving and supportive stepson.
What about me?
As were you, Clint. I just loved how you welcomed me into the family with such open arms. I will always cherish the brief but happy moments we spent together as Buchanan.
I'm not saying a word.
Nora, the irrepressible, outspoken Nora. Every time I needed a lawyer, you declined.
You're darn right.
Which I'm sure was only because you wanted to preserve our unique friendship. I will always remember you as my matron of honor.
Sorry I missed that.
Patrick, seriously, I'll never forget our little sleepover. The night we became fast friends. Every time I take a bubble bath, I think about you.
Oh.
Todd, how could I ever repay your generosity? Was saving your daughter's life enough? I don't think so. Perhaps you could show this tape at the custody hearing. Your Honor, if you're listening, Todd is the most gentle and most caring parent I have ever known.
Does she really think we could use that?
Taya, I hope you can use that. I've rarely encountered a more brilliant legal mind than yours. With the exception of mine, of course.
Praise from Madam is, oh, yeah, high praise indeed.
Nigel, I hope you're in the room. If you ever need a job, this is an enormous boat. And I can afford to pay you as well as Asa.
You wish.
And Asa, my loving, sweet cowboy. Our relationship ended badly. But I forgive you. You just didn't understand me.
And I ain't the only one, you witch.
So I just want all of you to know that everything I did for love.
Hello, all. Asa, how you doing, big guy? Asa, I'd like to extend my thanks for allowing me the company of this gorgeous creature. Alex and I will think of you often. 30 million times, in fact. Sentimental fools that we are. We kept the case it came in. Thanks, Asa. Say goodbye, love.
Goodbye.
Madam looked well.
And they say the crime doesn't pay.
Thanks to you, Tab.
No. Thanks to the shaky police department.
Who was that anyway? Who the hell cares? She's got my 30 million. Nigel, come on, let's figure out where that tape came from.
Well, it makes a good story.
Yeah, for the banner, maybe. I don't think the Sun is going to print this garbage.
Oh!
As long as I live, I don't think I'll ever understand how justice works in this town.
My word, Taya, what is that?
A diamond ring.
Do you have an announcement to make?
Well, it all happened so fast.
Oh, well, who's the lucky guy?
You're kidding me.
Oh, well, thanks for your warm wishes, Nora. We gotta get a move on. Unless you want to be late for your own wedding.
Not to be confused with someone who cares, but what happened to the already, God help her, Mrs. Manning?
Oh, you mean Blair? Well, she's the ex-Mrs. Todd Manning.
You're number 2.
What is going on?
Well, we've been working together a lot lately, and...
And you know, Cupid's little arrows found their little way into our little hearts.
Excuse me. You are a lot of things, but I never thought you were stupid. Until now. I don't know why you're doing this, but if you have any brains at all in your head, Taya, you won't.
Come on, Taya. It's time for you to go become Mrs. Todd Manning.
Hey, don't look at me. I mean, the last time I checked, stupidity wasn't a crime.
We're ready now. Let's go. Okay.
You're the bride. You're not supposed to be working on your wedding day.
This is the revised prenup that we agreed upon.
Let me read it.
Well, if there's nothing to read, it's...
Come on, let me read it. Oh, if I abuse you, blah, blah, blah. Or, threaten you in any way, yada, yada, yada. Right here, you get full compensation.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what's this part right here? What does that mean in English?
That if you do abuse or threaten me in any way, not only will I get an immediate divorce without argument, I will fully publicize that this marriage was arranged with the express purpose of helping you to acquire custody of Star.
And you said that it would ruin you if that got out.
It would, but it's also the only way I know to make you behave. Now, you'll just sign this. I got it! I got it! Oh, boy.
Can't do this.
What?
Look, sit down. Just wait, I'll be back.
Courtrooms are upstairs.
I know where the courtrooms are. I'm not love. I was just, handling a prenuptial agreement.
Earning a little extra pocket money from the county clerk's office?
Something like that. Why don't you stick around? You might find a story here.
No, thanks. I don't cover weddings.
Oh, not even mine?
Marrying so soon after coming to Landau? You work fast. Who's the lucky guy?
Do you really care? I figure you're just glad to know that I'm no longer a threat to your affair with Kevin.
My relationship with Kevin is none of your affair. And I'm sorry, no. You were never a threat to begin with.
Are you sure?
I don't share your predatory view of life. So no, you never were a threat. A temporary distraction, perhaps, but no threat.
And you know all about temporary distractions.
I have a story to cover.
Are you sure you don't want to stick around, catch the bouquet? Oops, I don't have a bouquet.
Here for the bride.
Oh, I stand corrected. I do have a bouquet. Thank you, Todd. They're beautiful.
If you say so. To me, they're just, you know, dead flowers that don't know they're dead yet.
How romantic. Todd, I know this is just a little irksome detail to you, but you're still married.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how quickly everything goes when you're marrying the lawyers handling your divorce.
Wasn't it
sweet of Cassie to come by and give us her best wishes.
I told you, I'm here to cover a story, not yours, Todd. I know that my mother is acting for Blair and has agreed to a divorce, but it couldn't have happened so quickly.
I didn't want to sit around and wait for Doreen to sign off on the papers. So I went down to San Domenico and got a legal, uncontested divorce.
Why?
Because we were in a hurry to get married.
But why?
Oh, that's cute. You're so naive.
Even for a minister's wife. Ooh, sorry, ex-wife.
Number 22, please.
That's us, darling.
Step this way.
Oh, hey, you could come in and be a witness. It would save me a couple of bucks.
No, thanks. I think I've witnessed enough. But if you tell me which car's yours, I'll be sure to tie some empty cans to it.
What are you saying, rosary or something?
It's a cookie. A charm my abuelita gave me.
Looks like a frog.
It is.
Did it used to be a handsome prince? Oh, come on, you haven't got all mushy on me, have you?
Hey, you cracked first, Manning.
Hey, come on. Hey. Just wanted to make everything look real, that's all.
Good afternoon. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I wouldn't be here if I weren't ready. You ready?
Well, let me have the bride and groom here. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your wife.
I have a cold.
Number 23, please.
So now what?
Oh, this is now what?
What are you doing?
I'm done.
With?
I just became Mrs. Todd Manning.
Isn't that sweet? My little nephew Kevin came all the way down here to wish his Uncle Todd and his Auntie Taya good luck.
I wish you nothing except excruciating pain. Can I talk to you?
Go ahead.
I mean alone.
Anything you have to say to me, you can say in front of my husband. We have no secrets.
Come on, Junior. Got a honeymoon to go to, right?
Look, when you and I met, I was already crazy about Cassie, but she was married, and I thought that's the way she was going to stay. And then I met you, and you were amazing. I still think you are amazing, so I went after you every way I knew how.
Is there a reason for this
And
historical
I thought
review?
that
Because
we
I
had
have a date.
wonderful time together.
Well, I'm glad I could be of service. May we go now?
No. Can you just stop and hear me out? Cassie finally did leave Andrew for me. I was just thrown. And consequently, I treated you poorly. It was unfair. I own up to that.
Oh, well, good for you.
But marrying Todd, it's just so extreme, you know? And I'm afraid that I might have pushed you into it.
So you've turned up to make sure that I don't commit a terrible, tragic act.
You know, sounds incredibly egocentric, right?
No.
But I just want to make sure. I want us both to be real sure that you're not doing this because... Taya, I will not be responsible for this. And you take my word for it. You are in for more trouble than you can even begin to understand.
I love Todd. Purely, honestly. It comes from a craving. Deep,
deep in my soul, in my heart, that you just, well, I'm sorry, Kevin, but you just couldn't fill that need. Now, I know it's hard for you to hear, but what Todd and I did here today has nothing to do with you.
Ready, sweetheart?
Judith? Hey, Shorty. Guess what? I married Taya today. What do you think of that, huh? Figured if there were more people around, you wouldn't miss your mom so much.
Excuse me? Did you say you got married?
Yeah.
Mrs. Manning, may I take the flowers for you?
Thank you, Judith.
What's going on with you and Kevin?
Nothing. Old news, it's totally irrelevant.
Is that a fact?
How about we take this chance to finish up a little unfinished business? There you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Your second million.
Oh, thank you again.
How's my little girl? Did you have a busy day today, little one? Hi.
You know, I think this calls for ginger ale. What do you think?
Never turned down an offer from ginger ale, huh? Hi. Hello.
There you go. Here's to, down the hatch.
Not to complain, but don't you think the occasion calls for a little champagne? Is Judith going to get that?
I'll get that.
You keep your hands off that baby.
Yes, remember when we used to...
Dorian, this is my new wife. And Star's new stepmother. Taya D. Manning. She's not too demanding, actually. She's pretty reasonable.
So glad you stopped by to wish us your best wishes, Aunt Dorian. But you asked me to stay away from Star, and I'm afraid I can't do that. Because that would confuse Star. You see, she's just getting to know me, and we don't want to confuse the child.
Judith!
Don't you think so, Amoroso? About Star and me?
Yeah, whatever. Judith!
No, honey, don't cry.
Take Star.
No,
Take
let
her
me
upstairs,
just
away
hold
from
her
here.
for a minute. Honey, don't worry. I'll be here for you. And I'll take you away, I promise. You won't have to stay here anymore. Yes, and I'll take you to Mommy. Yes. Here we go. Thank you, Judith. I'll take you to Mommy.
You'll have to forgive Dorian. Emotions between her and me are running a little high lately. But I'm not her nephew by marriage anymore. She's not my aunt by marriage anymore. Her and I are not connected in any way anymore. Isn't that right, Dorian? It's one of my greatest regrets, actually.
Star's mother, my niece, your ex-wife, isn't dead. So don't dare talk about her as if she were. She is, however, lying in a coma,
And she has no idea that you and your new wife are planning to take her child away from her. You see, underneath the devastation of that stroke, I think the memory of her child is what is keeping her alive. And if you take away her child, it is tantamount to taking away her life.
I don't know what that means. What's tantamount mean?
Means the same as, only fancier.
I got a big word for you. How about pretentious?
Yes, just like that.
You really think that? You really that stupid? You think for 1 second that I want Blair in the hospital with a roadblock in her head? Or that I want Star thinking somewhere in her head that her mother is gone? You think that I want to hassle with you to do what every father has a right to do, raise a kid in peace? I don't want this fight, Dorian. You did this. But if you try and take Star away from me, I will fight you. Now, get out of here. Get out of my house. All you do is remind me of everything that is wrong with the world.
Neither one of us likes it, but we are connected, and we always will be because of Star. And I'm never going to let you forget it.
I'm sorry you had to be here for that.
I'm a big girl. I can handle it.
I gotta go to the office. I gotta write about our wedding. Here are your keys. You might want to get a new keychain. Your bedroom's upstairs. You go down the hallway. It's on the left. I'm gonna be late. I don't think you should wait up. Look, I know we're hitched and everything, but no fair swapping clothes, all right? I don't think I have the legs to pull off those short skirts you wear.
Sorry, I forgot to pack a robe in my overnight bag.
You're usually so well prepared.
Chalk it up to inexperience, you know, first marriage and all. Besides, this was all I could find up in my room. Besides a lot of Blair's clothes. But coming down for a cup of coffee in them would have seemed too much like being in a Hitchcock movie.
This is a Hitchcock movie. I'll get Blair's stuff out of there today.
What'll you do with it?
Hey. Don't worry about that.
Well, there's a lot of beautiful things up there, and you never know. Blair may need them again, you know.
Look, I said don't worry about it, all right? You got some of your own clothes?
I won't have to go out the door wearing a barrel, if that's what you mean.
Good. Why don't you go get dressed? We'll go down to the hospital for Star's checkup together. We'll make it a family affair.
Okay. I do need coffee, though.
Oh, Mrs. Mack. Congratulations. Says the happy groom. Taya is terrific. She's everything I wanted in a wife and everything my daughter wanted in a mother. How touching.
I didn't know we'd be public so soon.
You know, Landview's latest lovebirds. Or whatever.
Listen, maybe you should take Star to the hospital yourself. I'll meet you there later.
Why?
Well, if the news is out so soon, this lovebird needs to make sure it doesn't ruffle any feathers.
You know, I really don't want to take my treatment right now.
Okay, there's a Phillies game later today. I promise you, you'll be back in time to watch it.
Is that like a bribe or something?
If it works.
Hey, look who it is.
Yeah, well, it's not my idea. Hey, isn't that the kid with the marrow thing? They saved her life, right?
Yeah, Star's doing great. We're just here for a checkup.
She doesn't have HIV, does she?
No?
So that probably means she gets to go home again.
Hey, you go home too, Eli.
Yeah, in a box. You know, I heard you were paying for all that stupid medicine and junk I'm taking. How come?
Well, I know how badly you want to croak. So I figure if I make you stick around a while, it'll really tick you off.
Oh, great. Shelley, do you mind taking Eli down to room 213, please?
Sure, thanks.
Bye. Bye.
Hi. Congratulate me.
For what?
Star has a new stepmother.
You've got to be kidding.
Nope.
Who? Hello?
Hi.
I'm looking for Carlotta.
I'm sorry, but, she's not home.
Has she seen the paper this morning?
Yeah, we all did.
I kind of wanted to, prepare her for it.
Well, there's no way to make a deal like this go down any easier.
Well, it's not an out-and-out tragedy.
Yes. I mean, we don't know how bad this is going to get down the road. I don't even know if this guy's going to come out of it alive.
That's a touch melodramatic.
This is the last thing I wanted to see happen. Right? Even if this guy is the scum of the earth.
Look, he's not utterly devoid of charm.
Wait a second, he was a total pig to you.
Look, that's your opinion, which I don't happen to share. I'm a big girl, I know what I want and what I need, and your insults don't make it into either category, so lay off.
Excuse me, but, what are we discussing here?
Don't patronize me.
I'm serious.
The article in here.
Well, me too, but when did you become such a Javier Perez fan?
Javier Perez? Whoever said anything about him?
Just about every line.
Oh, my. Aren't you the busy boy? You know, it's a good thing you're going into law because with all the trouble you get into, you'll save yourself a bundle in legal fees.
Really? Well, if this was news to you, then what story did you have in mind? And you think I find trouble? What are you, nuts?
I have never felt more, calm and confident in my life.
Now say it looking at me.
I know this seems sudden, but it's actually been in the cards for a long time.
Oh, so you guys were meant to be, huh?
Oh, I didn't know you and the blonde detective owned a franchise on Luck in Love.
So you're in love?
Todd and I have a very deep understanding. What started out as a simple attorney-client relationship grew into something more. We know and appreciate each other.
So much so that you'd skip over things like the engagement.
Well, when Todd's divorce became final, it seemed pointless to wait.
Mm-hmm. But I bet you didn't dive into it before you drew up a sweet prenup that would keep you in classy zip codes for the rest of your life, right?
That's none of your business.
It never is when I touch a nerve. Do you honestly hate who you are and where you come from so much that you'd risk selling yourself to that animal rather than let your roots show?
I don't have to listen to this.
Then leave. I mean, isn't that what you've always done when reality doesn't match the picture of it you have in your head? See, I do know you way too well to ever think that this marriage is about love.
Stop it!
As far back as I can remember, you've been ashamed of your people, tu familia, tu papá. Anything with a Spanish accent.
It's not true.
Ever since you were a little girl. Living in that basement apartment on Park Avenue. It would kill you to think that people thought that was your home. So you would strut into the front door like you were a real tenant. Make a show of using the elevator all the way up to the 10th floor and then take the stairs all the way down to the basement so people wouldn't see you.
Who told you that?
Everybody knew. They would just say, it's Deita playing her little game. But I never figured you'd put on that much of an act.
What did you expect me to do? I barely know who I am. That apartment had no windows. Just darkness and walls. My life was darkness and walls. So the first time I went up to the 10th floor, it was for a birthday party. It must have been 3 or 4. I don't even know why I was invited, but I was. And when I walked into that apartment, the whole world was made of light.
Nice place.
Magic. Sunshine poured in through the windows. I could see the buildings, the park, even the clouds in the sky. And everything was white. The moms, the kids, the rugs, the roses, even the birthday cake. White. It all glowed. The smiles seemed bigger, the laughter seemed brighter. It's where happiness was. Up on the 10th floor with the white people. And then I had to go back to the basement, to the darkness. When you know what you want, you go where it is.
Except you're not white.
So I keep finding out. No matter what I do, how I dress, how brilliantly I perform. It's the Cassie Carpenters who end up in the land fairs with the Kevins in their sunny white world. And the Latino world seems to think that all the Thea Delgados are sellouts, so where does that leave me?
I guess with the Todd Mannings.
Who doesn't fit in anywhere either, see? We're both outsiders. So, why shouldn't I team up with him and see what I can get out of it?
It may just be more darkness.
If you don't agree with how I run my life, that's your problem. Don't agree. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go meet my husband and stepdaughter.
Let's go find some toys in the playroom.
I married Thea Delgado yesterday.
My Taya, I don't even want to think about it. But for you to leave a wife who's critically ill...
Ex-wife.
Listen to you. Blair had a stroke.
Man, whose fault is that? Your pet poet. Loaded Blair's head so full of garbage about me that her blood pressure went bonkers and she had a stroke. So you save your holier-than-thou speeches for when you're at home.
This is becoming a regular thing with you, isn't it? Destroying someone's life and blaming it on Patrick. You killed Guy Armitage and set Patrick up, as surely as you put Blair in the position she is now in.
Oh, no. No, I'm a people person. I sing and I dance and I read to sick kids. My only crime is that I fell in love.
With Taya? Right.
the only love you're capable of. It begins and ends with Star. The rest is jealousy and rage.
Don't forget resentment.
I honestly believed that you did love Blair. Not anymore. Not after a move this sick.
No, Blair's the one who's sick.
Yeah, and if she does recover, she'll be so much better off without you. As for Taya, maybe she honestly expects that she'll be happy with you. I only hope she'll be safe.
Poor kid was so wiped out, she just fell right asleep.
Star's beautiful when she's asleep. I went in and watched her last night when I couldn't sleep myself.
I'm glad you like Star. You're better. It's part of the deal. So what were you and the righteous reverend yapping about?
Oh, he just offered his best wishes.
You're like everybody else in this town.
It'd be nice if somebody was happy for us.
To hell with them. Look, you keep your eyes on the prize, right? You just think about all that money you're going to get when this is over.
Believe me, that is what I'm thinking about. What's this?
No, don't. I told the housekeeper to get Blair's stuff out of your room.
What'll you do with it?
I don't know, put it in storage.
I saw Blair in this. At the country club.
Oh, it was at the palace. Look, forget it. Blair is gone, her stuff is going to be gone. I don't want you bringing her up again. You got that?
Maybe I should file that as an addendum to our prenup.
This was just delivered, Mr. Manning. Better get your lawyer hat back on.
Oh, Dorian's suing for custody. What a shock.
I don't care. I'm ready for it. Bring her on.